All right, there we go. Now I'm streaming it on my channel. I should have started streaming it on my channel when we were sitting backstage, but like the knucklehead that I am, it'll take us a while before we get used to this.
And you know what? That's absolutely fine. Like
Hey,
you were saying,
I gotta
the
say,
reason. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I like that the Therapy Thursday No Collections Just Connections is like perfectly aligned above our video here. That's great.
That's right. That's right. We have the collections, but now we need the connections. That's what's happening. Let me see. We've got Kaz. We've got Rough Shot Stocks in the chat. Hey guys, how's it going? What we are trying to do with this stream, we're just going to take an hour to BS. We're not necessarily going to talk about toys, but Ace, as you were saying, if we get something cool, I want to see it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. If it's something nail biting that you're just absolutely be like, hey, just look real quick. We don't got to talk about it, but just look at it. Then yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Oh yeah. But this is just more of sit down, put your feet up, light a smoke, take a shot, get your beer, get a nice hot or cold tea, and let your hair down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, wait a minute. That kind of shot is that, sir?
Shine your head up. Is that I don't.
There you go. That works.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the hair on your head, man. You can let all your hair down. That's right.
No, and yeah, just a collaborative effort of two dudes that we already talk enough outside of YouTube. Like Joe had said to me earlier, why not record some of these conversations and see if there's like-minded people out there, and maybe just put our experiences, our perspectives out on display for other people to maybe pick at and see like, hey, that might work for me. Let me try that. And like he also said, we do the toy chats all over the place, all over YouTube and stuff like that, on every other channel, our own channels, numerous times a week. So we figured let's try something different where we sit down and get a little bit more personable with each other and just see where that goes. And I thought that was a great idea. So Therapy Thursdays, No Collections, Just Connections is terrific.
That's what I thought too. I'm trying to read and it's just not helping.
Kaz, my show's a bar. Yeah, you're pretty much right, Kaz, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think let's say for someone like me that's a newer YouTuber, I don't want to just do what everybody else is doing and then be like looked at as like, oh, this guy just does what we do, but with turtles. I want there to be a completely different, so to speak, variety of what we do to showcase who we are as a people, not just what we collect as a toy. And I don't know, I'm all about this, Thursday therapy thing, because hell, if we talk about something that's, grinding our and you know what's really funny? And this kind of just fits into the show of just these conversations we're going to have, deep dives. When I was in my teens, mid 2000s, my buddy and I, we used to record myself doing videos like this. We never posted them, and they were called Auto John, which is my real name, but they would be automatically things that are in my head, and I would just sit there and just roll with all these different things of like, oh, well, I went to school today, and at lunch, lunch cafeteria sucks, but you know what sucks more? Having homework. So I'm not doing my homework right now. Just all these weird, topics that seem to fit what was making sense in my life at the time. And when you mentioned doing this show, that's where my mind was. I was like, you know what? This is a graduation of what I kind of used to do with my friend. And now coming on here, not so much griping about things, but just talking about life, which I don't know. I'm really into this, my friend. So thank you for offering it, and thank you for asking me to be part of it.
You know what? It's absolutely my pleasure. And like I said, and you encapsulated it there perfectly. Like I said, we've talked the toys to death. We're going to continue talking the toys to death because that's a major part of our lives. We've talked about the movies. We talked about all this and that. What were we just talking about before we came on? How much we love our little girls, stuff that my kids do that make us proud. You know, and it doesn't even have to be a grind your gears kind of thing. I'll sit and talk about my baby girl all day long, as you will too. You know.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, this is really our first episode of doing this, but it really is the jumping off point of like showcasing what our conversations are going to be and just how they're going to be. There's no, for people that are wondering like, well, what are they going to, there is no bullet point or specific like, hey Joe, remember how we said we wanted to talk about this? Like, unless we do that, it's really just a free form of like, hey, let's talk about something, and if it segues or transitions into the next thing, that's what we talk about. So
exactly, yeah.
And so yeah, talking about our little ones, I could go off all day talking about my little one for sure.
Oh, you were saying Kaz was saying his show. I love Kaz's show being like that. I can get in there. You know what I love the best about Kaz's show? I can type, hey, everybody, and then the first name of somebody, and then just press enter, because it's going to be, you know, Ultra. It's going to be M3. And speaking of which, hey, how's it going, buddy? He's here in the chat.
I was just going to say M3 in there. Yeah, no, 100% with Kaz's. When I start to put Kaz and then like the little explosion emoji, it literally autofills everybody's names already. And I'm like, oh, this is sweet.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
It's just like a place where everybody knows your name. I love it. Love it.
That's beautiful. That is exactly why I used that song from Kaz and Bruce of, you know, spreading the cheeks, putting taco meats, or whatever the lyrics were. But that's what the song is obviously, you know, derivative of, is the cheers where everybody knows your name kind of thing. And I grew up watching that show, you know, the tail end of it pretty much, but still watching it. And that song has just always been in my head of like, what a perfect way to like showcase what your friends, whatever you using that song for, it fits it so perfectly. So that's a great reference. And M3 says there's autofill ? WTF, try. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, it should just show it. So like, say you start, if you do the same, you know, it's basically like copying pasting it, but it just kind of, it retains that text already specifically. So to me, once I start putting it in, it literally fills in. Once in a while, I'll have to edit a name out of it because maybe that person's not in the chat already. So I'll have to go back through and get rid of them. But for the most part, it pretty much nails everybody right there. But gents, I'll see y'all Friday. Stuck at work currently. Cheers. M3, thank you very much for popping in here. Justin Booth, fellow Chad Hole, appreciate you coming through, brother.
What's happening? Oh yeah, exactly. You go to M3. You go to Kaz's chat. You type in Ultra. The rest fills itself out.
Yes, 100%. Because Ultra is always the first one. So there you go. Now I do want to do my respects, because if there is an overlapping of people doing YouTube shows and stuff like that, it's never, at least in my opinion, it's never a diss on that person or their channel, or like, hey, I want to try to, you know, get more people to watch us. So Joe and I picking this time slot, to us personally, it's the best day of the week where we're not really doing anything else. But we also, well, Joe specifically was really trying to be respectful and aware of like what other, you know, YouTubers we click with, and not, you know, dance in the same area. So, which is always really respectful, but sometimes there are overlapping things. So I want to give a shout out right now to DB Morgan and his channel, because he is doing his Thursday lives. Now, he started his Thursdays before we did, so I'm not saying, you know, we're here to take it, but I'm going to acknowledge he does have a stream going right now. And if anybody's interested in him, go check his channel out and stuff like that. And just wanted to give my respect to a friend.
DB is looking at some NECA turtles tonight, isn't he?
I'm not saying this, you know, bad. but he looks at turtles every single night. And I think that is a great characteristic to have. And I think more people should be like that. If you are a good person, you should be more involved with turtles. That's all I'm saying, okay? It
Less war, more turtles.
Yes, exactly. And if you have an abundance of something in your collection and you're like, well, I just don't have the room, here is an easy alternative. Get rid of the old stuff and get new stuff. Bada boom, bada bing. Michael, there's your shout out, brother.
Speaking of which, he's on live as well, too.
There we go. Perfect segue.
I thought I looked around for everybody, but Mike likes to jump on every. Speaking of which, Michael at the Icon Files, who made that phenomenal intro for me. Eric Vogel, who made this kick-ass track that's playing in the background. What you say?
You have, now, I don't want to be like a coattail rider or nothing like that, but do you have his, like, you have his information, right, to like communicate with him?
Yes, I do. And sir, at some point in time, we need to talk to you about getting into the, now I know we're talking about shop. We're talking shop, but this is kind of community. This is community driven too. T3PK. These guys are phenomenal. You got to really get in there. A lot of it was my fault because I wasn't really getting in there. You know, I'm just kind of an observer. I'll sit back.
Same.
But yeah, every now and again, you got to be like, hey, how's it going, everybody? You got to put on that Joe Prime and be in the business. A lot of cool guys, and I'm sure there's room for a turtle in the Transformer world there. And all it is really is Eric Vogel makes those phenomenal graphics. American Dads, that's what he is. 2 Dad Crew, American Dads. He's got a couple of shows. There we go. He's got a few shows that he does. The man's a genius, him and Michael both. If you ever wanted to get a hold of him to do anything, I could not see him having, unless he's got so much going on, but he would squeeze you in. The guy's he's a gem.
Because that's what I'd be wanting. I genuinely want like a background sound so I can just play it consistently. Like I love it when I have Kaz or Seafrost song and I can just have that playing in the background, but I don't want that to be every single time because then it's just going to lose its fun. But if I can have what you have right now playing in your background, and it doesn't even have to have lyrics to it. It could just be like an old school, as close to like a Nintendo sounding, turtle video game type thing. I would be totally cool with like an 8-bit, video game track sound. Like, so. Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Exactly. Something so simple, but yet familiar. Like, one of those things where you hear it and you're like, oh, where can I place that? But you can't because it's not real, but yet it makes you feel like you know it. And that's what I want personally. Like I love the vocal stuff and everything, but to me, this is a me thing. I get sick of hearing my own. If I heard the same song every single stream, like the same words, I'm going to get sick of it. And I feel like that would be, if I was a musician, I would probably hate playing the most famous song that we are known for because we played it so many times, right?
Yeah.
But a beat, I can always change it up in my head of like my own lyrics and stuff like that. So I don't feel like I would get sick of that.
So you're saying no stairway?
No stairway.
No stairway.
No.
No stairway in this door.
Definitely not. No.
Official Seafrost. Hey, what's happening, bud? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Everybody, if you would, hit the like button. We would sincerely appreciate it. And if you're here in the chat, please bleep bloop down maybe an idea for a future thing. And we will. We are the duo, but we could be the trio. Anyway, every now and again, if we're going to talk about some cool stuff or who knows what we got going on, there's always the opportunity to add another person or two here or there. So the possibility of guests is always there. Maybe somebody who's, we all know someone who's dealt with trauma, or someone who's going through a hard time. Speaking of which, who was it? Doe? that was having a blood transfusion or something like that? Dose Studios? Was that him? Or was that David? One of the two, maybe David.
I was going to say David Jones was doing a thing like that, but I was going to say I don't know Doe had that, but so I think it's David Jones. Yes.
Okay, David Jones. Yeah, I just was thinking about him. Actually, I was rewatching one of your streams today while I was at work. One of the things I love to do, and I highly recommend, is that you open up YouTube, click on the playlist, and it can just go while you're working, and it just bloop bloop bloop. I clicked on a bunch of your videos, just set your playlist to go while I was working, and you were talking to David Jones in one of your little videos. You gave him a shout out, and I was like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He was having some kind of big, huge transfusion of something. It didn't sound pleasant. That's all I know.
No, he definitely, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but definitely always got something going on, unfortunately, which sucks. But the fella is always in the chats and always showing support. So it's, and I've said this, holy cow, a long time ago, last year sometime, of when you get used to seeing after a while of, whether it's a live stream or a premiere video or whatever, but when you get used to seeing the same name over and over and over, and then you don't see that name, you're like, wait a minute. I don't know, I don't know what they're doing in their life, and I don't know any other thing about them other than that they're always here. So, for instance, there's Ultra, mention him, always is in Kaz's streams, always used to be in my streams too. So I don't know, like he's chill, whatever. But there was a time where like none of us saw him for like a week or two, and we're like, is this person okay? And I think Kaz reached out to him and let us all know that he was cool and stuff like that. But again, someone like David Jones, you get so used to these names, and then you think of these people without having to, because they're just, whether it's a small little pocket, like you guys in the chats, whether we've actually communicated face-to-face, verbal conversation, you're a part of our lives, whether it's a big part or a little part. And I mean, it's, especially with the toys, it's so hard not to go into a toy aisle and think like, oh, here's the G.I. Joes. I bet, Kaz and Hinder and this and that person, I bet they're looking for it, or I bet they found it. Or when I look at the Transformers specifically, I always see the same bull crap. So I'm instantly thinking, damn, Joe, he finds freaking Sam the freaking USA golden blue awesome eagle Transformer, and he sees this one, and he's finding this purple ass Megatron, and I'm over here looking at Sideswipe still for the last 3 months.
Which, by the way, too, I did see like 3 of those Star Eagles at my Walmart last time, so they should be recirculating.
Folks, I want to thank you for joining the Thursday Therapy. This is our first and only episode, because I officially need some therapy, knowing that there's freaking eagles everywhere except for in New York. Ugh.
What the heck?
Gosh golly. No, I'm not even kidding you. My Transformer section in my specific 2 targets are, I don't think anybody's even touched a box in the Transformers to like pick it up and be like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then set it back. Everything is always in the same positions. The only new things they put out are those $20 Bumblebee blockies, and that's it. I haven't seen nothing new, and the only like $50 Transformer figures they have is the Mastodon.
Yep.
And
which, don't buy that one yet. That one's hitting Ross, from what I understand.
There you go. And then the only other one is like a really big G1 version of Optimus Prime, where it's got like a chromed out grill of the truck, and he's like, oh my god, he's like this big. He's huge.
Wow.
Massive. Those are the only 2 like really big scale Transformer figures I see ever. And then it's always
the RC truck.
Is that what it is? An RC truck?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't looked at it enough because it's way out of what I would even collect anyway, scale wise. But those are it. Like I said, Sideswipe I see all the time. And then they're not swappables, but whatever the newer weird looking kind of kid Transformer toys are, along with the Hot Wheels ones. Those are all I ever see are the Hot Wheels Transformers too.
Yeah, that's I kind of have to visit 2 or 3 Walmarts before I find anything decent, but mine have been doing better so far as getting stuff in. I never get anything. I'll get the Transformers every now and again, but there are no G.I. Joes. One of my Walmarts, there hasn't been a G.I. Joe there for 2 months at least. And the other one, they stay fairly well stocked up, but it's like 6 pegs of all the same dude. You know, that little purple guy? I'm waiting for him to hit clearance because they've got like 80 of them.
Damn. Now, you know what? Speaking of, since we are kind of in the realm of talking about collecting, but let's transition it to collecting adjacent. This happened to me yesterday, so it's perfect that we're doing like a conversation about this. What are Joe Prime's 3? You got to have 3 of them, brother. What are your 3 pet peeves about going into a Target or a Walmart in the idea of collecting? I don't want it to be grocery shopping, but like if you're going in with just the mindset of like, all right, I want to go to the toys, I want to go to clearance, I want to see what they got, and that is your whole agenda. What are 3 things that get on your nerve while you're trying to go and do that? And I want to see.
I'm going to use a dirty word. I will fucking tell you. You know when you go to Target, you walk down that toy adjacent main aisle, there's those 2 or 3 vultures. They're vultures. The phone people. Oh, I hate those phone people. I walk all the way around the store, just like they can't go out of that aisle. I learned this. So I can avoid that aisle. I hate it. And they never take no. And I'll tell you a whole story about it. Last weekend, we went to Target and we go to the collector's corner, which is up against the wall, you know. So I'm like, okay. So we go all the way around and all the way down because I see them lurking like freaking velociraptors. One on this side, one on this side. They're like, oh, here comes an old lady. I bet she doesn't even know what her phone service is. So I avoid them completely. One of them eyeballs me, but I look away real quick. You know, you can't make eye contact with these people. So I look away real quick. I grab Zoe almost by the hair, and I'm like, come on. We walk back and around, and I'm with Zoe and Gracie, a couple little kids. You know, we're just walking around, and I can see the phone people still walking up and down the aisle. The Transformers are here. The phone people are like, you know, all up and down here. So I'm like, just avoid them. Don't look at them. And I tell Zoe this whole story about how whenever you say no thank you, politely, no thank you. Oh, well, you know, come on now. Talk to me a little bit more. Blah, blah, blah. No, thank you. No, come on, really. What's your deal? Blah, 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 blah. You've got to almost smack these people in the face to make them leave you alone. And I hate that. I hate that. And I tell Zoe that exact story, and she goes, oh, okay. 2 seconds later, I'm looking at a Transformer reaching up on the shelf, and this big, huge bouncy ball comes bonk, 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 bonk down the aisle. Zoe had kicked it out to the damn people. The phone guy turns around and grabs the ball. Hey, looks like you dropped this. Blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you about your... And I was like, God.
I get it completely.
So I told the guy, no, thank you. And we had a 20-minute long conversation with me saying, no, thank you every two. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. And I turned around and I grabbed Zoe and I was like, that played out exactly like I just told you it was going to.
Yep.
I don't mean to get excited. That's my number 1 pet peeve. My number 2 pet peeve is whenever you get something that's phenomenal, that you know you're the first one to find it, and it's great, and you got it in your grubby little hands, and you go up there, and they say, oh, that shouldn't have been out on the shelf. You can't have that. And they take it from you.
And they put it, yep. Oh, yeah.
And then the next day you walk in, and guess what? It's sitting back out on the shelf. That's happened to me like twice. And I'm like, okay, do I take this up front or what?
Yes.
And let me see. My only other gripe about Target is, I don't know. Other than that, I like Target. Yeah, it's a nice, clean store. They keep the toys pretty well stocked. That RC Prime that you're talking about is a lot of fun. That was my first short I ever made, was with that guy.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a fun, and sometimes you can catch him on sale for $25, and he transforms and everything.
See, that's why when you said it was an RC car, I was like, oh shit, and it transforms. Like, I mean, that. If I was like a Transformer guy, for one, I do know they make like expensive Transformers that, you know, you say Optimus transform and he really transforms. That's where I would want my money, because for one, if I'm collecting turtle toys, in no real world are my Ninja Turtle toys going to come to life. But Transformers, they spark that idea of a machine coming to life. So I could understand the aspect of having a toy that's a Transformer that actually moves and is motorized. And so having an RC is pretty damn cool. That is pretty sweet. I will admit to that.
Oh man, you turn him into truck mode and you can drive him around and everything, and then you can turn him back into his big tall robot mode, and he says stuff like, you know, Decepticons, go screw yourself. I don't know. He's got a lot of sayings.
Yeah. Kaz said, so are those your pet peeves you picked then?
That's it. That's my 3. I'm curious as to what you're there a lot more than me, but you were saying, what was Kaz saying?
Yep, I'm going to piggyback onto yours, but I'm going to read Kaz's comment real quick. I'm trying to stay, you know, up on that with us. So Kaz says Bruce just ignores them, talking about the phone salesman people, and then talking about how they kind of do you dirty with things on the shelf and not being able to buy them. So they did me like that with the mini records, then let me order them from the app a few hours later. Shake my head. Yeah, I've definitely... This isn't a pet peeve. You know what? Actually, it is. Now, this is not a pet peeve of just Target, but this is the overall... All of my pet peeves are an overall, like, a department store and just the experiences you have with basically the same kind of stuff you... Now, this happened to me the other day, so this is, like, my number 1 pet peeve is... I don't even know how to categorize it, but we were in Walmart, and... It just so happens to be that the toy aisle has the electrical pillar right in like the center of it.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like, every time we go down that toy aisle, before I even get to the aisle, I always get this sense of anxiety, because I know with my luck, there's going to be somebody standing right between the pillar and the fucking aisle, to where it's either I'm going to have to tell them, can you please move so I can get around you, which is awkward, or I'll just walk all the way around to fucking go on that side. So I always get that sense of, ugh. When we get around the corner, there's that pillar. There's nobody standing there, but there is one of the Walmart employees, like, carts that's like, you know, 5 feet high or whatever. And so I'm like, all right, well, we just need to get around this. I'll just scoot it, you know, over to the left a little bit so we can get around it. Dude, it was like a booby trap. Okay, I moved this thing, and then all of a sudden, like a ninja, I have no idea where this employee came out of, but they're like, you don't need to be touching anything. If you need something moved, we'll help you move it. And I'm like, I literally turned, I'm like, you don't help me. This is what I said. You guys don't help me look for anything. Why would I think you'd move anything? And then I just kept on with my merry way. That's a pet. I don't know if it's a pet peeve or if I was just in the mood or just like, screw you. There has been so many times. I work in retail. I've worked in retail for a long time at certain places. There's been so many times where customers have moved the cart that I'm working on out of their way, or straight up, I watched a lady do this. Take the shit I'm working out of my cart, set it on the shelf, and then take the cart.
Oh my God.
I am not one of these employees, whether I'm at work or out in the real world, where the customer's always right or the employee's always right. If you're an asswipe, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're standing on. You're an asswipe. So I guess my pet peeve would be people at these stores that take their job way too serious, and then people at these stores that don't take their job serious.
Yeah.
That annoys me. My second one, and I'm just going to jump on with you, Joe, are the phone people. Now, I react to them completely different than how you do it. Completely different. I'm on that side of the fence where I'm an asswipe when it comes to these people. I literally, I can see it right now, walking down the aisle, coming around the clothes section and looking straight down. The beauty department is right behind me, and I'm looking down the green mile, and I can see the electronics, and I know, they are right at that T section. So it looks like this. I'm down here, and they're up here, and I got to walk up this way and then take a right to get to the toys. Or, like you, walk all the way around like the grocery department to get to the back side. Like, they plant these sons of bitches in the most perfect spot to where they know a kid is going to engage with them, or they're going to engage with the adult because they're right in that certain spot.
Yeah.
So right before, maybe 15 feet before I actually get to them in our specific target is the towel and bathroom area. And so right before I get to the turn for the towels, I will make eye contact with the phone people. Like, I will go out of my way to see if they're looking at me. And then I'll do a little wave and I'll point like, I'm coming. And then right as we get to the towels, I turn, and then they never see me again. I'm gone. Disappear. And I know for a split second that salesman is like, we got one. And I'm gone. I'll do that almost every single time. That is my enjoyment. That's my fun. My little way of being like, you annoying little mosquitoes. I hope that made you feel like a bum. So, but I do not, to me, that's like soliciting. I don't want any part of it. And then if we happen to be walking through an area and we get sucked into their tractor beam, I'll literally just tell them, not fucking interested, man. Like, not even close. But I'll have a little bit of fun with it just because I know how it's that icky feeling of when you see them, you're like, oh God, the vultures, like you said, the vultures are here.
Oh.
And then my third pet peeve,
Kaz is saying he hates it when people walk in through the outdoors and vice versa. I despise that.
It does show a level of intelligence, doesn't it?
It shows a level of fuck you. You're trying to walk in. Well, I'm coming in the door you're supposed to be going out of. So.
Yep. You know what? Based off of that, my third pet peeve, and I might be on an island with this, isn't even so much going into the store. And if I offend anybody by saying this, good, because you're the person that I don't like. And I'm sorry if you're my friend, but I don't like you if you do this. But not putting your grocery cart back in the corral, or at least walking it up to the store. You, at any given point, I don't give a shit what you say, where you say your Walmart or Targets are at any given point, you are within a 25-foot radius of a cart corral or the store itself. It takes zero effort to just heave that thing up by the store and let nature just take it. Walk it over to the cart corral and put it away. It's making me shake right now. I want to reach through the screen and just But that drives me up the wall. I don't know why personally it bothers me, but I just take it as a form of, again, sorry if I upset anybody, but a form of ignorance, laziness, and stupidity. And I feel like all three of those things combine together to make Captain Stupid. And it could be a characteristic that someone has. It's not so much the person themselves. So I don't want to, harp on a human. But my God, it boils my blood. I hate it. I hate it so much.
There you go. See, Kaz has got the cure. You park by the cart corral. Always do too. I'll park right by it if I can, because number one, you're not going to get any dings on that side. You can park kind of far away from the corral. You give yourself that extra room.
Yep, that's 100% what we do as well. We always try to find the cart corral that's not the closest to the store, but it's kind of midway, and then which one will have, depending on what side of the store we need to go. It's crazy how much science goes into it, but for your mental, health preparation and shit, these are the hoops you got to jump through to not stress yourself out before you go into the store and get stressed out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm going to give a bonus pet peeve. Here we go. There is no law when you're in a store saying you have to walk one way and walk the other way. Mm-hmm. But there is common sense that goes with, and I think most people derive this from how we drive. You stay to the right if you're going this way, and you stay to the left if you're coming this way, kind of deal.
There you go.
I don't understand how people get, and I'll say this again, this has happened to me a couple times. When you're going, and to piggyback again off of what Kaz said, people coming out the wrong door. So two people at a time coming out the wrong freaking door as you're going in the right door, and then they give you an attitude because you say, oh, fucking excuse me. There's two of you parallel to each other that are the size of the doorway, and you're coming out the indoor, and I'm the one that's the problem to you because I'm just this thin little guy trying to squeeze through you fucking hippos. Oh, I'm done. I'm done with my pet peeves, Joe.
Oh, no. Worse yet is whenever you're pushing your cart full of shit out the outdoor and the doors pop open and there's two big boombalatties trying to come in. And me personally, I'm like, I'm not stopping. I have almost ran so many people over. I'm like, dude, this is the outdoor. Did you see the big OUT is IOTA?
Yup. There was an instance. We're coming out of Walmart. Now, again, just as I said, I stay to the right and I hug the walls or the shelf and give enough people enough space and then to go around me if I'm too slow, blah, blah, blah. As we're leaving Walmart, there is I think it's the eyeglass store or whatever one of those little, side stores are that's right on the corner. So I'm right up against it and I'm going around the corner to go outside or to go to the vestibule. Now, in my head, like I just set up that example of I stay to the right-hand side. If people are coming through the left, that's how they come through. I'm not taking up the whole middle with my cart, blah, blah, blah. There is a woman almost up against the wall, not up against the wall, but in my direct fucking straight shot. As I'm coming around the corner, she is literally bent over, head down, picking up like a handful of pennies or something. Man, I almost gave her a straight on concussion. And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And I immediately was like, yeah, you're fucking sorry. I almost just knocked you out. I go, who the hell does that? Just no common sense amongst people at all. And
absolutely. If I could throw another one in too.
Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you're shopping anywhere and you're looking at something, you put the cart in front of you and you push it forward as to what you're looking at. You always stay parallel. You stay right there with your cart. You don't put your cart to the side and then stand on the side of your cart and block the entire aisle while I'm sitting there. Okay, well, I guess I'll walk around the other way and come up the back of the side of the aisle. I hate that.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying with the toy thing in the toy aisle, where it was like, well, I could stand here and wait for you to, and that's what pisses me off is when these people also, they see you out of the corner of their eye, and then it's almost like they go into fucking slow-mo, and then they're like, well, I'll just stand here for a few minutes longer. There was a girl working. I was specifically getting these. She is an online shopper. Now, she's got the online, or her cart, in front of these drinks. Before I get to the aisle, there is already another girl, her husband or boyfriend, and their kid standing there. You can tell what they're thinking. I need to get what's on the shelf, but that cart's in my way. Now, I'm coming up next in line, and I'm thinking, well, I don't give a shit if you're standing there waiting for that cart to get moved. I want something that's behind that cart. I'm gonna fucking move that cart because that girl is way down at the other end looking for something and whatever. So before I get up there, she comes waddling up and is standing at the cart. Now, she sees that there's already someone standing there looking at where she is. She sees me standing there, but doesn't put it together of like, oh, let me turn and acknowledge the customers and say, am I in your way at all? None of that. So I don't touch her cart or anything. I squeeze in, I grab, I don't know, like 3 or 4 of these things. And I just look at her, I'm like, well, thank you for not moving. And she says, how do I know what you need? Well, that's great customer service.
Oh my God.
If you see customers standing there and regardless if they know what they want or not, but you don't acknowledge them, you're a douchebag, especially if your mentality is, how do I know what you want? You're supposed to be asking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But like, no. I guess you have to be an online customer to matter.
Oh, man. And that's what kills me is I worked at a grocery department store for like 3 years as a online shopper. So when I hear these Walmart employees, when I ask them like, oh, where's this or that? And it's one of the shoppers. Oh, I don't know. It's not my thing. It's not your thing to know the fucking store that you work in. I get it's not your department, but you don't know the store. When I was an online shopper, I knew the entire store because I had to, because customers were going to ask me all sorts of things. I didn't know what lady fingers were. People in the chat, Joe, do you know what lady fingers are?
Yes, I do.
I didn't know what lady fingers were. I had to wait for a customer to explain to me and show me what the hell a lady finger was because I thought they were looking for fingers from a lady because I'm a stupid person.
Did they look at you and go, how are you going to make a tiramisu with no lady fingers?
Oh, my God. And then I said, who the hell is Tara and why are we suing her? You know, like, what the hell's a tiramisu? Like, just so if I didn't know something, I went out of my way to learn it. Like today, in the store I work at, an old lady was asking me, how do you get rid of acne on a cat? I looked at her and I go, ma'am, I didn't know cats could get acne. Can you please explain to me this? And then she explains to me the whole thing. And I'm like, you know what? Let's try this out over here. I don't give up because I don't know something. And it's a straight testament, specifically for Walmart. I don't engage like that a lot with people in Target because Target seems better.
Yeah.
But man, those Walmart employees, if you're a Walmart employee and you're one of the better ones, take yourself out of this part of the conversation. But if you're a Walmart employee and you're like the bottom of the barrel, come on, do better, please, because I'm sure you're one of those people that when you're a customer, you bitch about the service that you get. So just be better.
Yeah, exactly. And next time you have to get something, I want you to try and push your aisle down the cart. And then somebody with one of those massive metal collector carts decides they're going to turn it sideways. And there's no way to get around them. And they're standing on the other side with their little scanny tool, not paying any attention to anybody around them. Oh, good Lord. And I'll make a comment as I go around, but I'm like, gee, couldn't you, use a shopping cart, whatever. But the things they use are insanely huge. You have this much room to squeeze by them. And most of the time there's a rude person standing with their cart left there and they're turned to the other side,
Yeah, man, it's the perfect storm. And it really, really is, because the things that I specifically dread experiencing in a grocery store or department store, 9 times out of 10, I come across those things in the store. And it's very rare when I walk out and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I just punched that person in the head. It's very rare these days to have moments like that where I'm just not frustrated from being in the store. And there's been times, self-checkout, you think you're getting in and you think you're getting out. And, not poo-pooing on the old lady, but it was an old lady. She's standing in front of me and the kid. I had, again, 4 of these sitting in a cart. Little old lady is at the cash register, or is at the self-checkout. I think she's done because of how the layout is. She has her cart in front of her. All the groceries are in the cart. She's her cart is beyond the register. So she's standing at the register, and I'm thinking, all right, well, it's about another minute and a half or whatever. She's going to slowly cash out and walk away, and then whatever. I stopped focusing on her because I'm looking at other stuff. And then as I realized, I'm like, what the fuck is taking so long? She still has not cashed out yet. So kind of to go off of like what you said, when, you know, kind of etiquette when you're in the aisle, have your cart parallel to where you are or in front of you or whatever, instead of making the whole aisle your space.
Yeah.
So she's got the cart in front of her, taking things out in front of her, putting them up on the register, scanning them, and then putting them back in front of her. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't have time. Like, I don't have the patience for this, because there's an easier way to do it where you have your cart, you have the register in front of you, you have the cart to the right of you, you scan things to the right, and you put them down to the left.
There you go.
Like, I don't know. It just didn't make sense in my head. Maybe to the old lady it did, but I left. I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to stand here. And I left all the drinks in the cart, and I pushed them up to the girl that stands there doing self-checkout. And I go, I don't want any of these anymore. Do you mind putting them back for me? And then I just walked out. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. So,
I had something similar. And that's the bad. We were talking about our carts and stuff like that too. I am always so hyper vigilant about where my cart's at. If somebody's walking down the aisle and they're like even close to where I'm at, I'm like, oh, geez, let me move that out of your way. And I had a checkout lady a couple of weeks ago. Oh, good Lord. I'm glad Walmart hires all kinds of people, but scan an item, look at it, put it down. Scan an item. She personally look at it, put it down. I had like 80 things. Scan an item, and she would have to look at it for like 2 or 3 seconds and then put it down. I'm like, oh my God, woman.
Right. Just
you don't have to look at each and every one of my purchases. What are you reading the freaking ingredients? Just throw it in the bag. Or whenever they try and cheat you out of your bags, try and make you move so fast, but you know that there's an extra bag in that corral thing that's yours. That has happened to me so many times. I'm like, hey, some of my stuff's still in there. No. Oh, yeah, you got another 2 bags of shit here. Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, see, I was just going to say, they at our Walmarts, and I, you know what, we're going hard in the paint with this. These mother truckers, there is a handful of them at the specific Walmart that's the closest right next to my job, where you might as well be at the self-checkout yourself, because it is what it is. They hire whoever, they hire all these types of backgrounds, but the ones at the self-checkout, or not the self-checkout, the regular register, a handful of them are fucking sitting down. And I just said this to my boss today. Someone will ask, oh, do you want these bagged? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'll take some bags. You end up having to be the one that bags them because they're sitting down and they don't want to reach and bag your stuff for you. So for you to have that experience, I don't think I've ever had that experience, because we have to bag them ourselves at our store, which I've been with my mom, and my mom is a little firecracker, pretty much like me. And I've heard her straight up say to these people, and you fucking want $18+ an hour to sit on your ass and have me bag these for you? Like, and I'm right there with my mom. I'm like, I feel it. Like, these people literally are going to sit here and say how hard their job is when they're sitting down and they're not even going to bag it. I know it sounds silly, but that's part of their job, especially if you offer it. So that sucks that you have that experience of them possibly, taking a bag, but there's no happy medium with this crap.
I know after like the 20th or 30th item I watched this, I was just standing there with my card in my hand, just staring at her like, what are you doing, lady? Why are you, what? I'm sure Chrissy was with me, and she's like, you just looked at her like she was just like she was large Marge and her face just split open, What are you doing? There is a good thing Zoe just came in here, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Could you go refill my drink for me, please? Use those young legs. There you are. She's now is everyone like this. Of course, you have. If Zoe had a bunch of boxes to play with, she would no ice.
No ice, he goes.
I mean, really, it's
there's no pleasing the gods. Special guest appearance. We can't see her, but we know little Zoe is there in spirit, getting Dad a drink, but with no ice. But you know what? We can always educate these moments.
Okay, I see now. That's true because I wasn't specific.
Yes, there you go.
Would you get me a drink with ice in it? And
yup. Now, what were you going to ask before you said that? You're going to say, "Does my little" or something like that? I thought you were going to say something like that. Does my little do these moments or have those moments or something like that? I thought it sounded like you were getting ready to say something.
Oh, yeah. I said, well, no, because yours has boxes to play with. If Zoe had a room full of boxes, she would be more preoccupied. Is she constant? Because Zoe's like, what are we doing tomorrow? I don't know, nothing. Why? Can we go somewhere? And you know where this is leading? She wants to go to the park. She wants to swing. That's right. Is that what you want to do? Yeah, that's what you want to do.
Is she right there right now?
Yeah, she is.
Hey, kiddo, you don't give that fight up. You don't ever let your dad talk you out of the swings. Always swing for the fences.
That's right. That's right. At least it's not the park that we go to. I've got a nice little shaded bench that I can sit at, and that's
nice. Yeah, that's the downside of like where we live. It's a really nice like little community and area and stuff. And they have their own personal like little park. It's got a basketball court, tennis court. There's a pretty good size like specific dog park that they have here with a whole bunch of stuff for doggies. And then they have like a kids playground. But the kids playground is super, super limited. Like they don't have swings at all. And I feel like that's mandatory when you have a playground to have swings and a slide. Those are the two things. Yeah. And so no slide or no swings or nothing like that, but there's no trees. So when I take my kiddo over to the playground, we're only over there for like 20 minutes. And then I'm like, hey, the sun is beating down on me. I cannot do this. Let's go. So shade is nice.
Yeah, well, now I've had to pull her off the swings before. You know, I'm sitting over there, at least cool in the shade. Her face is bright red. I'm like, okay, come on now.
Yep. No, absolutely. Now, is her thing just to swing? Does she like to see how high she can go? Or is she someone that swings and then launches off the swing and sees where she lands?
Is it a height thing? Because she goes for height. She gets up there parallel to the bar.
Oh, that's scary.
Is that's height thing?
Terrifying.
No, she says no. Is it just the what?
Just the motion
how fast you can go? See how fast you can go back and forth? Because she always slows down and gets off. Myself, whenever I swing, I wait until that's up there and then just do the what's up?
Yeah. That's, man,
now,
the last time I launched off of a swing, both of my knees said, never again, old man. What are you doing? Why you do this? So, yeah.
Throw 225 pounds against a wall, that's what would happen.
Jesus. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's just one of those things then. No. She's not going to do what? You just like swinging? Yeah, all right. Well, everybody needs a hobby.
Exactly. And you know what? If it's a hobby that doesn't cost any money, then that's the hobby that I support the most.
Exactly. Yeah, like your trails and stuff that you guys go on and go sledding on and wrestle up and down, and that would be. The bad thing is I've got that huge field in the back of my house, but I've been back there. You walk back there, you immediately are covered in ticks and ticks scare the crud out of me. That's like ticks are the new quicksand. Ticks will like kill you in 1,000 different ways if one gets on you.
And the worst thing, I think it's ticks, is if there's certain ones that if they bite you, you get allergic to meat.
Yeah, you cannot have beef. Whoa!
Oh, you're gonna have those red meats there, Peggy.
And they call it the Lone Star tick. Isn't that terrible?
I hate it. Now, does that mean it's only in like Texas or something, or is that a different meaning altogether?
Oh, no, they're all over the place, but that's just what they call the tick. And we have Fumbling Through the Galaxy in the chat. Hey, how's it going, buddy? And TKD Barb, what's up, my man? He said he's getting a snowcat. Mm-hmm.
TK, what's that? You know what? Shout out TK. He mentioned, you know what? This is going to be a perfect, I know it's not a collection video, but TK's in here. We're talking about ticks. Here's the tick. This is the only tick I get down with. Tick and Arthur. There are new tick action figures coming out. They look amazing. There is the regular tick, and then there is the radioactive one, but it's basically, I don't want to say the evil version of tick, but in the cartoon or comic, whatever which one it is, it's a separated version of the tick. And there's going to be a whole bunch of these action figures, and they look so cool. But TKD Bar asked me about it. We were talking about ticks. Joe, I know you're a tick guy. I'm this kind of tick guy. So,
Spoon!
Spoon! Come on, Arthur. We have crime to fight.
There is crime afoot, Arthur.
So, hell yeah. That's awesome. TKD Bar, my dude. Shout out to you.
Snot tick? Ooh, that sounds gross.
Yeah, it's not tick. I think they call them radioactive tick, though, for the toy for whatever reason. But it is. It's mucus tick, essentially.
Quentin Rom Videos is in with a spoon.
What is up, Quentin? Shout out, Quentin. They were, along with Joe, they were there rocking those front row seats yesterday for the downfall of the Ace Hole in his wrestling career, but the rise of the Beach Babe Gemma and her championship reign. And if anybody enjoyed that video that we put out yesterday, the live of us wrestling, guess what? We're coming back. This Saturday, we're going to have a brand new wrestling match. The kid wants to do another one, but as a different wrestling character, and who am I to say no? And I've got some really great ideas and some fun things planned for that one. Now that we kind of got an idea of what we're doing. That first one yesterday was a kind of a trial run and seeing how things would work in quick, fast-paced mode. And now we know what we're doing. So check it us. I don't know what it's going to be called, but check us out this Saturday for some wrestling.
There you go, the LWL.
Hey, that's right. You finally got it right. Thanks, man. I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate that. So now I'm going to ask you, is this where we put a pin in it and wrap this hour-long conversation up?
We have hit right at 1 hour. We got 7 people watching. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please give us a like and check out Ace's Place 22. He will be in the comments or he's in here somewhere. Please give him a like and a subscribe. He is on his way to 800 subscribers. There you go. And man, I don't want to do it. I honestly do. There is such a comfort in just being a handman. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen. You got to do it. You've already committed. The problem is, Joe, if you didn't already admit that you would do it on camera, so it's documented, you could immediately retract the idea. No one would know anything. Like myself, I'm 15 away or something like that from 800. Yep. I have to eat a cricket at 800 because whether one person watches that live or not, I have to do it because I've said it.
Now I want to tell you this because have you seen the story about the teenage kid that ate the slug?
Oh my Lanta, yes. Oh Lordy.
Oh, the one that had the rat poop on it, and he got that weird disease, and like within 3 years, he was just totally brain dead vegetable. And okay, I'm just saying, I don't want you to be like a vegetable in 3 years and be like, but I ate that cricket on YouTube.
Damn.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to look up a YouTube video and see how to properly prepare cricket. I'm not saying you can't eat one. I'm just saying it has to be prepared properly.
I will look for, I'll make this. Since the kid and I, we do treat reviews, I will look around at all of these little weird different shops and stores and malls and see if I can find a candy with some sort of bug inside of it. And Joe, if you come across anything like that and it's something like, hey, we got one of those chocolate bars with some crickets in it, you want that? I'd be like, all right, brother, let's go.
You know, I want to get a trip to the zoo in before the summer's over. And at the zoo, they have the lollipops with the scorpions and the crickets and the ants. We're going to try and hit there either this week or maybe, I don't know, when do you start school? These kids are already back to school, man.
That's crazy.
3 days. Monday they're back in school. Here anyway. The kids down the street in Casey, Missouri, in Casey Mo, we're in the Independence School District. Casey Mo, they were back in school today. I had to drive through 2 school zones, and they were all there.
My kiddo's got like a little less than a month, about 2.5, 3 weeks left.
How was it when we were kids? Well, when I was a kid, Labor Day and Memorial Day, you got that entire time off.
Yep. Yeah, our thing, when we realized it was back to school time, our county fair comes around at the tail end of August. So it's here from, I think it's like the 21st to like the 29th. And then it was always the Thursday after the fair leaves that school starts. So for us kids, it was our like last summer, celebration, and then back to school. So that was always our indicator of, well, the fair's here. That means we got a week left and then school. So.
Yeah. No,
yeah, go ahead.
No, these kiddos, they get a nice couple of months and then boom, you're right back in. But then again, we're also doing the 4-day school week here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's a conversation for another one of these times of how different school is for you. Because, hey, Joe, you're 20 years older than me, so you have a completely different experience. I have somewhat similar experience because we're both from the era where technology and modernization wasn't formula yet. And then we can talk about our experiences with our kiddos going to school and how it is to be a parent. So that's things, just spontaneous conversations, and I like that.
There you go. And speaking of which, we have hit a little over our hour, and I know you're probably itching to go down there and see what the girl's up to.
No, not really, because once I go down and see what she's doing, I'm gonna admit it, brother. Once I go down there, she's going to be like, now it's all about you and me, Dad. Let's play in my fort. And I'm like, God.
Now, you sent me a deal the other day. People have been talking about Ed 209. Like, every time I turn on the YouTubes, I hear Ed 209. And then you are watching RoboCop.
Yeah. She watched that. Now, okay, just real quick. I don't know what the appropriate age is for my kid to watch certain rated R movies. Obviously, I'm not going to let her watch anything with like sex stuff in it. But like RoboCop, sure, there's a lot of people getting murdered. There's a lot of blood. But the most X-rated thing in it that I didn't let her watch is when the one guy is doing some nose candy stuff. That was when I was like, I completely skipped that scene altogether. Do you think, without judging me, do you think 9 years old is appropriate to watch RoboCop for the first time?
No, are you talking RoboCop with the melted dude?
Yeah.
Because I saw that whenever I was like, that came out in the 80s, so I was a little older then. But that was that was pretty crazy. But then again, I mean, kids nowadays, they watch Stranger Things on TikTok. So unless, you had watched something before and you knew that this was going to bother her or, whatever, no, I think she would just find it entertaining.
Oh, she absolutely loved it, dude. She watched it twice. She wanted to watch it again as soon as it got over. And it's crazy. This is sick. This is how sick my daughter is. I'm in the kitchen And for anybody that knows RoboCop, I'm going to make one sound, and it should distinctly tell you what scene it was. And I hear her. What's that?
Oh, I just said, hey, DB's here.
Oh, DB Morgan, what's up, brother? I hear her in the living room going. She's literally mimicking Clarence getting ready to, kill Alex Murphy. And I'm just in the kitchen. I'm like, has she been corrupted? Did I do the right thing with letting her watch RoboCop? So there's that. And I'm putting that out there in the atmosphere. And we're going to let Joe, because this is on his show right now, his channel, which I do want to mention. Joe and I have collaborated, and we're doing this as a, joint effort thing. So this week, because we haven't figured out how to collaborate one unified stream, so bear with us, folks. So this week, Joe is presenting it on his channel, and I'm sharing it on mine, and it's going to alternate week to week of who's, hosting it, I guess, if you want to label it that way. So next week, when we do this Therapy Thursday, it will be on my channel, but Joe will obviously be there, and he will be restreaming it or dual streaming it for his audience on his channel as well. So this is a joint effort. It's organically come together, and I'm excited to just do this. And shoot, we're almost at hour 10, so it's easy peasy, buddy. So
there you go, man. Yeah, that's what I said. Whatever you were talking about it earlier, the concept, and I'm like, man, we've been talking about how to do it for 2 hours, and that would be kind of interesting. Hey, how do you do this? What's the process of that? Who knows, man? And that'll be stuff for future shows too, because I want to upgrade my YouTube and get off my phone, and I don't know how to do that. Maybe on one of our episodes we could have somebody like Kaz on that has computers, and he's got Star Trek set up, and he could be like, hey, buy this camera, get that microphone, because I'm sure he knows how to do stuff on the cheap.
Well, no, that's perfect too. I don't know where they are, but I really don't. But I bought little microphones that you clip to your neck or your shirts and stuff to give you better audio. Man, I can't figure out how the hell to sync that up to my videos and use it during videos. It only lets me do it through my recorder, my audio recorder through my phone. So yeah, having an episode like that of someone coming on and kind of giving us the skinny on how to really do this would be really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, man. And like I said, next week, check out Ace's Place. We'll be doing the same back and forth. And you have got tomorrow something happening.
Tomorrow is Friday, so that's right. Tomorrow we've got the Friday Ace and the Whole Variety Show at 6 p.m. on my channel. There you go. Ace's Place 22, where we're going to be talking about wrestling. So if you nerds want to come over and, throw down your wrestling knowledge, let's do it. I might even have some trivia cards. So we might even do some wrestling trivia. So there you go, folks. It could be a fun time if you're interested in that. And if not, still come over and hang out for the conversations, because it's the variety show, which means it could be all sorts of stuff, but we're mostly going to be talking about wrestling. So. Yep,
and then we have LWL Throwdown Saturday at 3.
That's right.
Okay, and then that's at 3 o'clock Saturday.
I'm not entirely sure yet. That's to be determined. I'll let everybody know that's interested tomorrow during my other show.
That's another good reason to subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Yeah, and then what are you doing Sunday?
See you there. Just whatever you got. We're toy centric. We're going to be looking at stuff. I've been cruising around AliExpress, which is my favorite place to find Transformers. Saved a bunch of junk, as much as StreamYard will allow me. Another reason for us to move to computers, so I don't know how Kaz does that cool thing where he puts a computer in there and he's scrolling up and down. What the heck, man?
I do everything from my phone, and I'm still learning how to do certain things. And I know if I had the laptop and the whole system and set up, I'd be like, oh, wait a minute, I need a IT guy to come in here and show me the ropes.
Oh yeah, I got it on my other laptop, but I stole Zoe's Chromebook that she had from school last year, and I'm like, let me use that. You get a new one. Shut up.
See, now, all right, we're going to definitely do an episode on this because I could go down a rabbit hole, but I will message you outside of YouTube and we'll have that kind of conversation. So we're not just keeping this on. Absolutely. Folks, I'm going to say my piece. I'll be here till he closes out the stream, but I will say one more thing. I appreciate everybody that comes through here, even the people that I don't communicate with. You know what? Supporting people, that should be what it's all about. Whether you support me or you support my friend Joe, it makes a big difference and it matters to somebody. So thank you. Thank you to the people that do support both of us at the same time. That truly means a lot to me personally, obviously. And we will see, I hope to see everybody over at the variety show tomorrow. And on that note, like I said, I'm going to be here till you close it out. But for me, love, peace, and pizza grease.
Absolutely. We had Casual Toy Chat show up. We had DB, even after you finished your stream. We're sorry we stepped on you a little bit. I apologize. DB Morgan showed up. Check him out for some awesome turtle. Kaz, we will be seeing him tomorrow night after the variety show. Let me see. I'm going to scroll down the chat here real quick because I want to say hi to everybody.
TKD Bar. TK, I love you, brother.
There you go. TKD Bar. M3 showed up for a little bit this evening. He had to go back to work. Sorry about that. Work sucks. Steve Frost, he was in the house for a little bit. How's it going, buddy? Kaz, and you and I, and that's about it, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, whatever you have going on, from the bottom of our hearts, I hope it's the very best. Later, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, it's time for joke primes. All about on the table, we gonna review it. I've been waiting all week, we're gonna get to it. Bot's got a grin, like it knows my name. Plastic shines on me in the window pane. Every little piece in the right place, and I can feel that spot before I crack the cage. Hold on, don't blink now. Hands on the edge, we're here somehow. Joe Prime, unbox that man. Joe Prime, let the change begin. From Transformers to G.I.
Yeah.
Oh, Z3PK Network.
Transformers third party kingdom. Every voice in position. Give ATL chasing grails with a collector's precision. Basement in the attic live, bringing energy to the stage. Diecast collected with the real talk, setting shelves in array.
MD Seeker takes flight. American dads keep it grounded. The Iacon files dig deep where the history gets uncovered.
Let's talk about it.
Breaks the latest molds down. Sabatronian Quest keeps the truth in the sound.
Scooby Prime File got the deals with the chase. Dead 2727 brings the fire to the place. Joe
Prime in the mix, bringing power every time. Diz and designs makes the visions come alive.
TNT Neon Prime hits the room. It's TNT time.
Z3PK.